Hello, everyone, and welcome. This is episode 1 of Space Engineers Plus Me. I'm Enigmaeus, and today we're keeping it light. This first episode, we just want to give you a bit of a tour of the base that we were given when we started on this planet. This is a habitable alien planet. There's aliens, and it's habitable, and there's also pirates. We're kind of looking in the direction of a pirate base now. You can see the red text. It's 4.3 kilometers that away, and there's all kinds of other stuff going on down here. More pirate stuff here. We've got all kinds of stuff. But this whole layout that you're looking here is given to you when you start in this sort of the planetary side of things. There's quite a few resources here. You can see we've got some hologram ships, some blueprint ships. I've never used these blueprint things or the hologram things. I would assume that all you have to do is feed it enough materials and it will build it for you, but I haven't really looked into it. If you know me from previous series, you know we're going to be building all of our own ships. We're not going to be relying too much on the ones that were laid out for us. But they did give us a couple of ships as well that are fully built that we can use. I have the tendency of crashing these things and breaking them and then not being able to use them anymore and feeling bad. We've got a bit of a fighter craft down here that we can use if we're feeling a little bit a little bit nasty, and we want to go do horrible things to pirates. Of course, it can also be shot down, so you never want to take for granted what's happening with the pirates, because they will not hesitate to do horrible things to you as well. And we've got a drill ship atmosphere. This is one of the first ships that I ever broke, and felt a little bit bad. All of the drill heads except for one broke off while I was drilling, and I was like, how does that happen? But maybe what you have to do is hop out of the ship from time to time and repair the drill heads. Maybe that's part of the thing that you have to do. And then off in the distance you see the FSTC constructor, which is basically a ship-sized building kind of thing. Like, you've got tools that you can build with, but if you have a ship, you get to take advantage of larger tools, which I would assume would work a little bit faster, and also far more cargo space so that you can carry more materials. I think that would be one of the major benefits of using that kind of thing. We've got another hologram here. I don't even know what this is. It kind of looks like a cargo ship to me. If you look under here, it's we've got the either these are conveyors or they're cargo storage. I don't know. It's a hologram, so I can't tell. It doesn't, when I move the target over it, it doesn't tell me what it is. So that's again, we build our own, so it doesn't really matter. The one thing that I will point out, you probably already noticed, is that this is not optimized. The planetary stuff, on-planet stuff, is not optimized yet. So I've made some adjustments so that it's a bearable kind of scenario with the frame rate and occasional little spikes of non-activity. But realistically speaking, it might take a little while, a few optimization passes before it gets sort of up to snuff. But just be aware of it. It's a thing. There's not much we can do about it, so we're just going to work with it as best we can for the time being. And when things are optimized, then we can look at whether or not we can bump up some settings to adjust for it, or if we just keep things the way they are and enjoy smoother frame rates. So you can see this is kind of a large layout that we're given. I kind of had this idea that I should just like take it all apart and use all the materials on my own base, but we're not going to do that. We're going to leave it intact as it is so that we have access to the materials that we were provided with, and also the systems that we were provided with. And I'll show you what I mean by that. We're going to hop down here. We're going to go inside. There is an interior component to this guy. Oddly enough, it's there we go. There's no airlock, and I think it might be because it's a habitable planet. We don't need to have oxygen. And I had my jetpack on that whole time and basically drained the whole frickin' thing. Well, oh well. So we've got this med bay here, for example. If you wanted to change the way your character looks, you can go into one of these booths. Or if you just wanted to recharge your suit's energy, you can interact with this guy here. The suits basically have 3 resources you need to be aware of: your energy, your oxygen, and your hydrogen. Energy allows you to use things like your tools and it basically slowly depletes just for standing there. It's one of those things. Oxygen, of course, if you're in a hostile environment where there's no oxygen, you'll use up oxygen. You'll have to be aware of it and refill it from time to time. And hydrogen is used by your jetpack as its primary source of fuel to get around. So that's the three resources that you need to be worried about for your spacesuit. And then you can see here, we've got storage. Let's see what's in the storage. Oh, I just took my helmet off. Fortunately, this isn't a hostile environment, or I may have just violently decompressed. So we've got some hydrogen bottles, some oxygen bottles that we can use to refill our suit. We pick up one of these, we put it in our inventory, so, our auto cannons outside are giving the ants the what for. I'm so happy to have those auto cannons. We have to make sure to make a point of keeping them repaired, at least until we build our own. And these are all components that I've pulled off of crashed pirate ships. Crashed after our auto cannons shot them down. And then I just run around and grind them down and get attacked by ants and use up almost all of my ammunition, reminding me as we're here. Let's grab that. Go through ammunition like crazy. It's absolutely bazonkers how quickly you go through ammunition. All kinds of crazy goodies there. We'll just kind of keep some of the ammunition in reserve, because I've never actually made it. This is all stuff that was provided with the station. So until I made it myself, it's always good to kind of be a little bit thoughtful about how we're using it. This is what makes oxygen, if we needed things to make oxygen, but also it can create hydrogen fuel. So we have to keep that aware. I don't know if we're ever going to find any ice with which to make oxygen and hydrogen, but if we do, it's going to go in here, and that's what it's going to be used for. And then we've got the vents up here that basically fill this area with air. If we needed oxygen in here, that's how it would be working. And that, I guess, because we haven't seemed to need oxygen, being that it's a habitable planet. Damn you, jetpack. I said off. We just picked up a brand new tank, and as soon as we do, it trains again. So you can see this ship is ready to go. It's got the thrusters are going, which apparently I've set so that they can be hurtful. They can hurt me if I get a little bit too close. I don't necessarily want that. So this is the base. This is the base that we were given. We've got some resources inside. We've got some ships outside. We've got lots of things that we can tear down for materials later on. We've got a little bit of ammunition for our rifle, and we've got some stuff down there that we can pull apart. So that's what we're going to do. Carefully. Ow. That hurt. Health. 94%. That didn't hurt bad, but we hit the ground a little hard. So this is what's left over from a pirate ship that tried to attack us. And we've got a little bit over here that looks like it may be kind of interesting. It looks like the seat, the pilot seat. So if we want to reclaim stuff like that, we just switch to our grinder and we grind it up, and then we get the materials that were used to make it. So it's really, really simple and straightforward. It makes it worthwhile to go around salvaging things. Not necessarily all of the generic blocks that hold all of the components together, because they're just one steel plate each. But some of the more complicated things like radar and stuff, antenna, we'll grab those. And, oh, I don't even know what that was, but we grabbed it. And then these are just the generic blocks. Free steel plates, but not fast. Get a little bit closer there. So, I mean, it's really simple and straightforward when you get down to it. The thing is, as I've learned out here, is we have to be very, very careful, because the ants pop up out of the ground and then they do horrible things. And they're really quite frightening. I wonder, do we have any more ant corpses out here that we can grind up? That's one thing that I haven't tried, is grinding up the ants after the guns have killed them. Keeping an eye on all of the things. As I... oh, is that... I see red in the distance, and it's not a label. No, it's much too far away. It's very intriguing, because I see red and I see purple out there, and I want to go see what it is, but it's the middle of the night, and ants. That's basically it. The cannons, I've noticed, however, the Gatling guns that defend our base have quite a range on them, which is quite nice because it's a little bit terrifying when a bunch of ants pop up in front of you and you think you're all on your own, and then all of a sudden you hear your guns spin up and start shooting them all. That's quite fun. It's really hard to feel bad about that. So this guy over here, he's still got something glowing on his ship, and I'm a little bit terrified about what's going to happen when the ants pop out. But you can see this guy is pretty much intact compared to the one that we just pulled apart. And he's got a spotlight on the front that's glowing. There we go. And you can see when you grind one thing that disconnects things from other things, they tend to fall to the ground, and that can be very dangerous, actually, I've learned. So we've got a battery. Oh, look at that. Look at all the pieces that were held together by that one battery, and then they just all fall to the ground. And thrusters. We'll take thrusters. Great big thruster. Large atmospheric thrusters. We'll take those. Oh, here we go. Oh my lord, look at how many of them came up to say hello. That is crazy. Yeah, we were a little too far. We were a little too far for an assist from our guns. There's a little bit of a glitch with the aim down sights. It tends to sometimes reset your view depending on, yeah, see if we look up and we go like that to aim down sights or to stop aiming down sights. So you might not see me using it as much as I might normally. That's the reason. Can we grind these guys up? No. No, we can't grind up the space ants. What else can we get out of this guy? Oh, I see multicolored things. We got a small reactor and a small reactor and a small conveyor and a small conveyor and a small reactor. So these are all well worth gathering. See, now this is kind of making a good argument for the case of having a salvage ship. We had the constructor over there. You can build things and salvage things with it. But having a ship dedicated just to salvage, not necessarily even so much so you can salvage faster, although that would be an option, but because you would be able to store a lot more stuff and have to make fewer trips back to base to unload. There's a remote control unit that I just pulled apart. I didn't even know those existed. This is a beacon. And I think... Oh, we got another thruster. How did I miss that? Alright, so like I say, these are all one steel plate each if I wanted to pull them apart. It's just a question of whether or not you want to spend the time, or if you want to just kind of move on to something else. But that's enough. You get the idea. So we've got all kinds of goodies that we can get from salvaging, but we've also got things that we can do to extract extract ores and such out of the Earth or out of the planet, and then use those for the construction of various different things as well. So that's what we're going to be doing. Next episode, we're going to get right down to business. We're going to build, like I say, a base all of our own that's far enough away from this one that they're not connected at all, but also close enough that I can run back and take advantage of the resources over here as I need to. And along the way, we're going to be taking a look at the various different systems. We're going to be building custom vehicles for various different tasks. We're going to be fighting ants and probably pirates. And then we're going to be going out into space to exploit asteroids. So if you want to be notified when I add the next video, you can subscribe to my channel or follow me on social media. Links for social media are always in the information box below the video. Please leave your comments and feedback. Thanks for watching, guys, and take care.